Hi family, I hope you're good. I hope you're feeling blessed. It's your sister Portia Mohau again. I'm sorry. Today I'm just changing positions because I'm trying you know the tripod is misbehaving, and I'm trying to find a space where you will not be distracted in any way because of my positioning. um I came across another hiccup. There was a patient that came to me. She was married, but didn't know the evil side of her own husband. She was married. Her husband was having different kind of affairs, and that was affecting her so much that she ended up coming to my place. When she came to my place, she's coming to seek help with regards to keeping the man still. She says, I am not in love with him anymore, but I don't want him to keep on changing women like that. I am so scared. I don't want to get sick. And then when she comes, I check. It's good to check family, check the kind of marriage they have and the kind of life they've had. Those are part of what you do. You check somebody, and then the bones will tell you. And then if you don't want to listen to the bones, let's say you want the quickest way to hear and understand, you ask your things. So I didn't inquire from my things. I inquired from the bones, and the bones told me she's married. Okay, married. There's marriage. The bones tells. So I tell her, okay, I don't want to give you, family, before you go to primary, high school, you need to start in primary. There are simple things that you can give someone that restores marriage, that restores the dignity of marriage and all that and all that. So I just go, before I go high with any patient, with anybody, I go the simple route, you see. So I go the simple route, and I give a portion to give the man. Yeah, but so she goes home. She has to she has to do certain things on her body, and then sprinkle on the man's food the man eats, so that the man will just come back. Some of the things that I give her, the men will collect when they have an intercourse, right? She gets home, the man doesn't touch her. See, he was not a man that has affairs and failed to do his duties at home. He was a man that was just cheating multiple times, but he was still a man that does his duties. He was a man with appetite. I mean, bed-wise, food-wise, he was a man with appetite. She had no complaint. She was only complaining because the man had multiple girlfriends. There are certain men, family, in as much as that's the reality of this fallen world. There are men that will have mistresses for a very long time. You hear a mistress say, I've been with him for 5 years. A married man. And she says it boldly and proudly. But there are men that will not only cheat with one, he will keep doing it. So this man he was like that. He had multiple affairs. You understand? So basically what was happening is I gave her certain things to go and do at home. Okay, she goes, she puts the food as usual, keeps her husband's food in the micro oven, and continues with her life, waiting, taking a shower, looking fresh, and being fresh for the man, so that when he comes, they'll do the doing of love, in the matrimonial bed. But what happens is otherwise. The man comes, and the woman says, in 22 years of marriage, I've never had such an experience. My husband, one, loves my food. My husband, two, loves food. The same appetite he has for food is the same appetite he has on the bed. So the man comes and says to the wife, I don't want food. You can take my food, please. Don't give any of my children the food to eat. Take it out. Throw it to the dog. The woman is shocked. Yeah. What? You don't want my food? She tries to be nice, playing nice, so that the man says, take my food, throw it to the dogs. Don't give any of my children the food. She's like shocked. Yeah, but she's wondering what's happening. And she obeys because she doesn't know why he would say something like that. And it's the first time he doesn't want her food. So she takes the food and throws it to the dog. The man doesn't want food. You can't force him to eat. Thank God for her. She kept some of the medicine. She didn't do all, because with this medicine, you have to have, give yourself chance. You need to get, even if it's not too much, just enough in order to see the day that you mark your territory, like you give him that mark. But then it didn't happen first day. So she's left with one portion, the last part of it, so that she can try again. The bad one, she's ready. In bed, the man says, I'm not feeling well, I'm tired. She says in 22 years, there was no way he would be like that. In fact, I'm the one that is always coming up with stories that I have a headache, I have what. This time around, it's like he doesn't want. So I'm wondering that what is happening. But my suspicions are, does he know that this is what I want to do to him? So they sleep. She doesn't want to react anyhow so that she won't be suspected. Second day, she cooks again. She says, I cooked Semp and Mukhodu tribe offals because that's his favorite. Guess what? He didn't eat. The man comes this time around again and say, where's my food? This time he's not saying, take my food, give it to the. This time he goes himself, he asks, where's my food? They give him the food. He takes the food himself, throws it to the dog, comes, washes the plate in the sink. That now the woman is like, something is not right here. And now she's starting to act up, pretense that you're not eating my food for the past 2 days. What's happening? And the man turns around and says to her, please tell your Sangoma not to give you anything that is coming to try and tie me down. Be happy that I'm cheating, but I'm coming back home. So go back to your Sangoma. If you want, continue wasting your money. One thing that you cannot do is tie me down. Be happy that I'm a husband that is present at home. I don't abuse you in any way. What I'm doing outside is for your own good. You don't understand. Ay, man. Ay, Kelly's getting more crazy, man. She's coming back to me. Because he didn't touch her even that night in the bed. He literally exposed her own plan. So she comes to me. When she comes to me, she explains the whole scenario. I said, no. This time around, let's not go to primary. Let's go to high school. Come here, sisters. I need to ask those I know can see what's happening. I go and ask. We only find out that the man also has a covenant that he's under. You see, so the woman is angry, is crying. She doesn't know that, no, you were staying with someone who's also under a covenant. And the mistresses that he has outside is only for him to please what he took. Also, he went to for a certain contract for his businesses to go well. So you are basically the wife that he loves, but he will not make you happy with regards to him not cheating. He is cheating on the basis of what he did outside. So I'm telling her that he was lenient with you to even tell you to come back and tell me that I must not try anything else, because he is also part of a certain brotherhood. So as I'm telling her that, she's crying, she's like, what should I do? Should I leave him? I'm like, no, you don't leave him. You are going to your house to dance to the demons of your husband's covenant, because that's what you've lived off for many years, and I'm speaking from the point of a sangoma. You see, there are certain breaches that I don't want to cross. There are certain breaches that I'm not crossing for anybody or for any amount, because I can see that the man already has signed himself off to a certain covenant. That's not my business. That's not my client. So I'm telling my client that if you want to go deeper and go more, one thing's going to happen. You are going to lose your husband. You see, because if you are saying I need to go against the forces of the covenant that he partook, you are literally saying to me, I must use anything that I can to go. So, Mina, I was this kind of a sangoma that will make you understand the depth of anything that you want to get from me. So I'm telling her that, you know what, it's not like I can fade you, but it's gonna come at a cost. If I were you, I would go home, sit my husband down, and make him understand that I wanted to do this because you did that. And I want to know, what is it that you are doing that I didn't know about? What is it that you're hiding from me, that you have kept away from me for this long? Because the very same sangoma you said I must go tell, she must not give you, she must not give me anything again, also told me that you belong to a certain dark covenant. So you better tell me about it. So I told her straight and forward that I know, go tell him that. The one thing that I'll challenge you to do is tell him I said he belongs to a covenant. And you must know there are certain marks. Children of the dark know children of the dark. So I know there are certain marks. I'm saying this to this lady not because I maybe I'm trying to guess. I know what I'm saying. So I'm saying, go tell him I said it. If he has a problem, there are people that you will get a consultation, you will tell them, and then others want to come for clarity. So I tell her, go. If he wants to come back with him. You see, but the man is in a covenant. You have a choice of enduring your marriage because you've endured, and understanding that he will always have women because he's feeding his covenant that he had for him to have everything that you people are having. So the lady was so stressed and everything. And this is one lady I honestly referred to these pastors. I honestly referred that lady to a pastor. I said, this one is out of my hands. On the basis of there is no sangoma that you are going to meet that will go against that covenant. You see, because it's a covenant that he took. That is why he does what he does. There are certain men that you see them cheating. They don't cheat because they want to cheat on you. They are cheating because they have to maintain the lifestyle that you have. And if you want to go against this covenant, my spirits, what I see, go against it with the power that is not like ours. Because we are in a sense in the same field, you understand. So I referred her to one other pastor that I also knew, not because I knew him personally, but because I knew people were talking about him and all that. So I referred her to the pastor that, no, go that way. And years later, I heard the lady got born again, and her husband is still struggling with his own problems, but she got born again, and she is, as she was saying, she was being sustained in the relationship by grace. It's a personal choice. It all comes back to what you choose for yourself. The goodness of God is free will. The goodness of God is God doesn't impose himself on anybody. And the goodness of God is, even though you have discerned, you discern and right and wrong, you still have to make a choice. There are people that choose wrong because they are afraid what will people say. There are people that will choose wrong because they don't want you know, family, there is nothing as painful as a woman who is married to a rich person and has to maintain a certain status and has to maintain a certain name and lifestyle and is afraid to break free from the yokes of darkness, you know. And that woman, that was the case with her. Yes, she got born again way before I could get born again, but for me, she was not yet free because she was equally yoked with an unbeliever. And that is another thing that I came to learn, that once you are tied down by someone's covenant, you are partially playing a certain part. You know, this I've seen also with a lot, you know, family. There are a lot of pastors, women that I've met. You know, if you sit down with her, you would cry tears hearing a woman cry, tell you that I became part of something I did not know. You know, and the woman will tell you that I was not part of his trip, but today I'm made to be part of something that I did not know. And then she is refusing and accepting all this because what will people say? How about you start saying, what will God say? You must learn to come to a point where you are God conscious, not people conscious, because family, this is the gospel truth. You know, this is the truth that I'll tell anybody anytime. People will leave you in the middle of troubles when they were the one. You know, when you look at the life of Jesus, Jesus healed the sick. Jesus, fed the multitudes. But when Jesus was being driven for crucifixion, people spat on him. You know, people threw stones. People did, the very same people that Jesus fed. People, you know, others were crying, others spat, others did this. You know, they were throwing stones. You understand? They had forgotten. That's who people are. You know, people will not clap and dance for you when you choose right. No. In right, it's always few claps. In wrong, crowds. So everything that we do should not really be about people. It should be more about God. You see, God will give you clarity. God will give you wisdom in deciding how you should handle certain family. To go up there and go down, it's okay. It's a process of being humbled. But some people don't want to be humbled. And some people don't want to disconnect and detach themselves from these things that hold us captive. Like I would, you know, in a sense, the lady was saying, I would rather serve a mammon. You know, you serve mammon and you are saying you are serving God. Doesn't work like that. So this is what happened between a lady that could not be freed from a covenant, her own, you know, she partook into something she knew nothing about. And imagine, now you have to be part of the sleeping. Because if he sleeps with 4 women outside, they are sleeping with you too. And you can just imagine what comes to marriage. It's nothing but pain, agony. There is no peace. You know, you are there not because of love. You are there because of tolerance. Marriage is a ministry. And marriage should not be only tolerance. No, it should be love, respect, you know, all that, and tolerance. Tolerance shouldn't be the only force of marriage. That marriage was doomed, but she could not accept because of what will people say. So I hope and pray that we are learning from these hiccups I also have, I had in my journeys, because I push them out. Honestly, I always sit and go back and I'm like, I'm learning something. I've learned something from that and I continuously learn from that. May the grace and peace of God be with you. And May God bless you with a husband that is inclined with you. You know, you should not be people that paint a perfect picture, but you should be perfect from hidden cameras. You know, you should not be people that are kept by status, but you should be people that are kept because of joint hearts. And may you never, ever be disconnected or separated by things of this world. May the grace and peace of God be with you. I love you. God loves you more. Stay blessed.